Hi everyone, and thank you for joining again. In this video I will show you how you can make this beautiful butterfly bag. You can either wear this bag with an open top, or you can add a zipper if you like. And I will of course show you everything you need. So this is the yarn I use. These are the details. And we will use a 3.5mm hook. As usual, please check out the video description for all the material details that you need. Now we start with the wings for the butterfly and make a slip knot, and then we chain 26. These are 26 chains, and I marked the middle chain here. Now we start in the second chain from the hook and make 5 single crochet. Five single crochet. Then we make 7 half double crochet, one is missing, and in the middle stitch we will now make 3 half double crochet. And the last one. And then I set my marker in the middle stitch again. Now the rest of the row ends like it started. We will make 7 half double crochet and then 5 single crochet. So 7 half double crochet, 5 single crochet. And this is how the row looks then. Now you chain 1, turn around, And from now on, you work in the back loop only. That means you poke in like this. And the scheme for our rows is now always the same. We start with 5 single crochet, then we make half double crochet until we reach the middle stitch. In the middle stitch, we will make 3 half double crochet. Then again we make half double crochet until we reach the last 5 stitches of the row. And in the last 5 stitches, we then make single crochet again. So I'm here at the beginning of the row. I just finished my 5 single crochet. Now doing the half double crochets. And as I said, you go on with the half double crochets until you reach this middle stitch here. Make 3 stitches in the middle stitch, 7 again half double crochet until you reach the last 5 stitches, and single crochet in the last 5 ones. And in this way you will just work 14 rows. Now when you finish the 14 rows, I already chained one here, we will work in both loops again. And make single crochet for 3 rows. So just poke in both loops and work single crochet. In these last 3 rows, we also don't make an increase in the middle stitch. Now this video here is just to show again that I don't make an increase here. I just work one on one. And as I said, we work 3 rows single crochet in both loops. In the end, this is how our wing looks like. These are the last rows we made. I already cut the thread and pulled it through. Now we flip it around. My starting slip knot is on the left side, and I attach the thread here on the right side in the very first stitch. To attach the thread, you draw a loop. Then chain 1. Poke in the same loop and make a single crochet. And now the lower side of the wing will be worked in the exact same way like the upper part. We will make 5 single crochet, then we work half double crochet. I'll show it to you, just 1 second. One, two, three, 4, 5. Now it's half double crochet time. and you work half double crochet until you reach the middle stitch here. There you make 3 half double crochet, and then you end the row like we started, go back, make 3 half double crochet in the middle again, and so on. I think you know the scheme from the upper part, so it's exactly the same. And you do that for, let me quickly look it up, 6 rows, and you end with 1 row of single crochet in both loops. And of course you need 2 wings. For the bottom of the bag, we make 30 chains, and then starting in the 3rd chain from the hook, we go back all the way with single crochet. This is how the first row looks like, and at the end of the row you chain 2, but instead of turning around we go on the lower side of our foundation chain. So we poke in here and go on with single crochet. And you will stop here. Now our first round is finished, and we have 2 chains. These are our turning chains from the beginning. And these are our turning chains after row 1. So we have 2 chains on both sides of the bottom. And these chains will now be doubled. That means we make 2 single crochet in each of these chains. 1, 2, 1, and 2. And as you can see, I only poke in the back loop only, because the whole stitch is pretty hard to reach in this round. So you can work in the back loop only, but in the following rounds we will work in both loops again. And afterwards you just go on with single crochet. And all these stitches, these 4 stitches, all stitches that you doubled will also be doubled in the next round. And we do the very same on this side, where we also work 2 single crochet in both of these stitches. And here I show that in the next round you will double all of these 4 stitches again. Now I'm in round 3 here, and in the next round we will work single crochet without making an increase. So these are the stitches you actually would have to double, but as you can see, I don't double them in this last round. And this is the finished bottom. And you end it with a slip stitch, and then you can just pull the thread through. And I would recommend to stiffen the bottom with plastic canvas, but leave the middle part here empty, because we have to bend it in the end. Now this is the body of the butterfly. I started with 19 chains. And the technique is now the very same like we made for the bottom. So you start in chain number 3 and work single crochet all the way back. At the end of the row, chain 2 and go on the lower side of the foundation chain. Then again, you double the chains on the sides, double all the stitches you made in them in the next rounds, and so on. So it's the very same like we did for the bottom. And again, we make 3 rounds here. And the only thing that changes now is that we work 2 rounds of single crochet. So this is the start of my round number 4. As you can see, I don't double the stitches anymore, just work single crochet for 2 rounds. And in row number 5, you should work in less tension, with lower tension. So in the end, this is how the body looks like. Again, we ended with a slip stitch. And you need 2 of them. Now, to fix the wing to the bottom, you place the lower side of the ring around it and make sure that both ends of the wing end on the same level. And then you just poke below the 2 loops here of the single crochets. I had to fight a little with this first one here, as you can see. And then you poke in below the same loops on the bottom. And you should now actually be able to pull the thread through. But if it's too hard, then that means that you poked through the thread instead of below them. So try again. And now it's easier. Not totally easy, but easier. This is how it looks like. And then you go back below these loops again. And in this way, you just go back and forth below these loops and fix both wings to the bottom. And always make sure that the wing tips end on the same level here. Now, when the wings are finished, we will fix the body. So place the bag in front of you, and the upper tips should be apart round about 3 centimeters. This is just roundabout, as I said. Now place the body on the bag. And I like to fix it in this position with some stitch markers. And again, I will quickly check if I have my 3 centimeters here. And then fix it in this position. Now to sew it on, I again poke in below the 2 loops of the single crochet. You can't see it here, but it's the same loops like we poked in for the bottom. And then you just sew it on along these sides. So I try to get it on camera from a different perspective. So there you can see the 2 strands of the single crochet. And this is where I poke in. And then you poke in through the wing, and in this way you sew it on step by step. When both parts of the body are finished, you can add the hardware. The D-wings will be sewn on with a few stitches only on the sides. And if you want to add a label, there's a super nice hack with this yarn. because you can just pull the strand here and have the perfect sewing thread. Now you grab your needle and now you can use this thread to sew your label on it. Now you can actually wear the bag like it is with an open top, or you can add a zipper like this. And if you would like to add a zipper, I will now of course show you how to do that. I started with 51 chains here, and if you place it in your bag, keep in mind that it will stretch a little with the first row. Then it should cover round about this area. It is correct that there's a little gap on the sides. Then I worked 2 rows of single crochet. I already chained 1 here. Now we turn around and we work 6 single crochet. Then we chain 1, turn around and go back all the way with single crochet. In the end, you just cut the thread and pull it through. Now we attach, this is how it looks like, and now we attach the thread in this stitch here. So draw a loop, chain 1, poke in the same stitch, single crochet. Now make 5 further single crochet so that we have 6 in total, like on the other side. And then you work 3 rows with 6 single crochet here. Now this is the last row of single crochet. And we will now have to make chain stitches and skip all the stitches on the lower side of the zipper frame. So there are 38 stitches that we have to skip, which means we will have to make 38 chains. And then we poke in the other side and make 6 single crochet there. Now you chain 1 and then you make 2 rows, 2 full rows of single crochet. So you have the same number of rows on both sides of your zipper frame. Afterwards you can fix your zipper in the frame like this. I like to use document clips to keep it in this position, and then I normally use transparent yarn to sew it on. If you would like to add plastic canvas to the bag, you should do it before you fix the zipper. And to fix the zipper, we will sew it on slightly below the edge of the bag. So I decided to keep the beige bag open, so I haven't sewn in the zipper here, but I will show you how you fix the frame after you sewn on the zipper. So as I said, slightly below the edge of the bag, I poked through the main bag, and now again below the 2 loops of the single crochet on the zipper frame, and then go back through the zipper frame and the bag. And in this way you just sew on this zipper frame. As I said, when you do that, your zipper is already fixed in this frame, so it's a little easier to handle. And that's it. Your bag is finished. I hope you liked the tutorial. If yes, please give me a like and subscribe to my channel.